Hi. So, I kind of made you a video when I was at work today, Krista, with my iPod, but then I decided I was too lazy to bring it down here. Because I got here ready to go, and then realized I forgot it upstairs, and I don't want to go get it. So, what I talked about today. So at work, I was really excited. I was like, I get to go home and watch a new episode of Merlin. And then I'm like, oh, wait. This is our first Saturday in 12 weeks without Merlin, that's going to be without Merlin. And so immediately when I thought of that, during my lunch break, I started watching the season 4 finale, Sword in the Stone Part 2, since that was free on iTunes not that long ago. And it just made me miss my boys, even though they're barely gone. And I just kept thinking about all the legends that they could have done and how they can't do them now because they made Arthur die with only 4 years of reigning as king, so all those epic quests aren't done, and it just made me very nostalgic. And then I started to think about how I got into Merlin. I remember I didn't watch Merlin first of British TV. I got into Robin Hood first. And because Netflix, remember when we first got Netflix, it was all the rage. We loved it. It was before the stupid price thingy made us angry. And I think it was our first year living in the apartment, and it must have been right before Christmas, like right before finals. I don't think it was in the spring. I think it was in the winter. And so Robin Hood was right before that, and then I got into Merlin right before finals. So I remember I was in my twitchy pop addiction stage. And I was so pissed off after Robin Hood, because I didn't get to the third season. I am ashamed to say I had never watched the third season of Robin Hood, because the season finale of season 2, or series finale for you Brits, Marion died, and I was utterly distraught. I'm like, this doesn't happen in the legends. Robin dies first, and which is, I guess, sad in itself. And so I went and not stormed, but like wailed as going into Lindsay's room, and was like, "Oh, Marion." And to make myself feel better, I went to try and find a British TV show to cheer me up. And I saw Merlin, and I'm like, King Arthur, Merlin, I like this. And so I started watching it, and I fell in love with the boys, with their banter, and I saw it as the bromance of the brothers. I know other people saw it differently. They saw the Merthyr in it, of the romantic and not the bromantic kind of style. But that's when I fell in love with them. And I tried so hard to get people to love them too. I remember, I have no idea how many times I've actually watched that first episode. I don't know if it's hundreds, but quite a lot, because I kept trying to get people to watch it with me. And so they'd see it, if I started watching one in the middle of the season, they're like, what's going on? I'm like, well, let's go to number 1. And so I just kept trying to watch number 1 over and over and get someone hooked. I don't know how I got you hooked. I don't remember. Actually, I don't remember. Maybe you can tell me when that happened. Though with my family, that's a bit easier to recall. My phone died again when I was trying to watch my text messages. Verizon, you know when my plan is almost up to get a new phone. Anyways, Brittany was on bed rest, and we were all, I want to say it was Christmas. It had to have been Christmas break. Yeah, because she was on bed rest during Christmas. And we were all over there, and she was on bed rest. And she had been flying. That's when they started talking about Doctor Who, so I knew Doctor Who was on my list of things to watch. But they were going through Avatar, because by then I had Matthew addicted to The Last Airbender, Avatar The Last Airbender. And we knew that Brittany needed to get addicted, so he had been having Brittany watch all of the episodes. And they all fell asleep while watching Avatar. Brittany's excuse, she was on bed rest, she was pregnant, with the twins. And, my mom and dad are only half hours. Yeah, and I had control of the instant queue, because they have Netflix over on the Blu-ray. And so I had put Merlin on my instant queue, and I think I was in season 1, and so, I started near the end of season 1, so with Moment of Truth and the one with Morgana and then La Morte d'Arthur. I remember they woke up doing Le Mort de Arthur, and they're like, "Oh my God, Nimue! Oh my God, Merlin, so cool!" And I remember after that, I got back, and since then, I remember at work I talked about Merlin constantly, and someone's like, "Is that the one with the dragon?" I'm like, "Yeah!" And that's what my dad remembered about it too. That he remembered from the season previous. He must have seen it on Sci-Fi. He remembered the dragon. But from there on, I don't know. I haven't shut up about it, I guess. So, Krista or any of my viewers, I still can't get over the staggering number of people who have watched my Merlin's End video. I am baffled to why people want to listen to me, especially when I'm crying in it. Again, mortifying. I should take it down because I hate to think that so many people have watched that. I don't like to cry. But yeah, that was Merlin and remembering, and also I'm really curious to how people think that it would continue. I've had some people comment about future scenarios. How would you guys want it? How would you think about it, Krista? Would you do the whole running into each other, spilling coffee, or... But that doesn't make it sense, because that means Merlin's young too. How do you think Merlin would just sit at the lake and not do anything, or do you think he'd travel the world, or how despondent would he get? And I'm just curious. I read a lot of fanfics to try and help my poor fangirl heart recover. Does everyone have a favorite? Link a favorite fanfic or something in my comments, or tell me how you think it would go. I enjoy that. Yeah, I just wanted to talk about Merlin since I'm really missing a new episode. My poor boys. Oh, I don't know what else to talk about. Well, I do. I'll probably make another video for you, Krista, and everyone else. I have something else on my mind too, but I didn't know if I was going to do it tonight or save it. Maybe I'll wait till tomorrow. I'll have to write it down. I forget things a lot. Spacey. Yeah, I don't know what else I was going to talk about. I remember, my other question was, how are you going to fill the void? Besides all these fanfics and how you're helping heal your heart, are you guys going to watch a new show? I'm curious to know what you're going to do. I think that's all I was going to say. I just watched the video. I went upstairs and actually got my iPod to see what I talk about. And I talked about a lot of random things. I talked about my snakes. I don't know why I'm talking about snakes now. I just need to stop. This is my problem. I can't end my videos, and this is why they get impossibly long. But yes, fill the void. How is that going to happen? Like, I have Merlin Fridays now coming up, where I'm going to rewatch the whole season 5. Because I'm in the US. It haven't aired on Sci-Fi yet. I should be the legal person and watch them on Sci-Fi and help boost the ratings and the viewers and stuff. But yeah, Merlin. Yeah, so, I love you, Krista, and video me back.